Okay, this is my 2004 Fleetwood Bounder, removing the generator to replace the coolant sensor. First step was to remove this front plate. There was about 6 or 8 screws. You can see right there, pretty simple. Next I've got to get under it, and these are the cross members that it sits on, cradle I think it's called. And I have to remove, first step I'm told is to remove the 12-volt wires right here that goes to it, or you could cause some damage to the computer inside the generator itself. And once you get this positive wire off, hot wire, you tape it up and basically just push it back out of the way for now. Here's where they connected. This is what they connected to. Just make sure that they don't get against the ground and ground out on anything. There's the muffler. I've already taken it off the tailpipe, I guess. Next step, I suppose, is to loosen up all these 1/2-inch bolts here, nuts that holds it to the what is the cradle, which is this. There's 2 of them, one in the back, one in the front. And I'm going to remove these 3/4 inch nuts and bolts that holds the actual cradle in. There's 4 of those as well. There and there. You should see that there. And then I got to take these fuel lines off, and that'll be all I'll need to do from the back side of the unit itself. Okay, the fuel lines are off. A little tougher than I thought it was going to be. Everything's off from the back. Okay, fuel lines are off. Tuck them away. 12-volt lines are off. I'm going to take these bolts from the cradle off. This cross member here comes off. And looks like there's 8 bolts on the cross member, 3/4 inch as well. And I'll get my jack under it, take a little weight off these cradle supports here, and should be able to drop it right down once we remove those. Alright, I got all the bolts out, cross members out, went there. All the bolts are out. It's basically just sitting on these 2 cross arms, cross members, cradles, whatever they're called, and it seems to have way more weight on the front one than the back. So I'm going to remember that when I get my jack under it and put it more toward the front of the unit. So I'll get my jack under it, get a little weight off of it, and see if I can get him lowered down. Another small thing, these electrical lines going in, this is your 110 power coming out. This is some 12-volt, plugs right into the harness right there. Just unplug that before you drop it down. Okay, I didn't show you putting my motorcycle jack under it, but I had to block it up a little because it wouldn't go high enough. And jacked it up maybe a 1/2 inch. Remove the cradle, that right there from the front, another one in the back. Lowered it down, had to use the jacks to bring the front end up just a little bit higher, and rolled it right out. Now I'll try to repair what's wrong with it. There are several of these little 3/8 inch screws, bolts there, to remove the top cover. Yeah, correction on it, they are 10 millimeter size bolts. All these little ones are on the top, and there's on the other side, on the back as well. Alright, my problem was the temperature sensor. This device right here, it's not too hard to get to once you get the top off. While I've got it out, I'm going to replace the thermostat as well. And they come with this bypass hose here. I want to go ahead and replace it while I'm at it, while I'm in here, since I got it. Also, it's a little hard starting. First start up, crank, 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 finally start. So these are the glow plugs. I've ordered 3 of them. I'm going to replace those as well while I've got it apart here. I've got it back together. I'll tell you what I did. When I was putting the 12-volt wires on the back of the unit, I crossed those accidentally and popped a fuse. And it took me a while to figure out where that fuse was at. But the fuses right here, there's 2 of them, 15 amp fuses. And this little section's right under this right here. So we replace that, get the starter, get primed, fired up with about 1/4 of a turn. So a little tough getting back in. Honestly, it was about tougher getting out than it was to get in. She's doing well. I've let it run under full load, both air conditioners, for probably an hour and a half now. Not even a hiccup, doing well. Hope this helps someone.